What is global debt crisis? What exactly it is? Recently, a report has been released by the UN Trade and Development. It is a World of Debt 2024, a growing burden to global prosperity. This report has revealed an unprecedented global debt crisis in the world. Accordingly, 3.3 billion people currently live in countries where the payment of interest on debt surpasses the expenditure on either education or health. Now, what is global debt? What is debt? Debt is an amount of money one borrows and has to pay back later. Global debt refers to total outstanding amount owed by the governments, businesses, and individuals across the world. It encompasses both public as well as private debt. The composition of debt involves public debt and private debt. What is public debt? This is the money owed by the governments to domestic and foreign creditors. This public debt is typically financed through issuing bonds, treasury bills, or loan from international organizations. Now, what is private debt? Private debt is the money owed by businesses and individuals to banks, lenders, and other financial institutions. Private debt include mortgages, corporate bonds, student loans, and credit card debt. So the composition of global debt is public debt as well as private debt. Public debt is the money owed by governments to domestic and foreign creditors, whereas private debt is money owed by businesses and individuals to banks, lenders, and other financial institutions. Now, what are the key highlights of the report? Number one, there is a rapid increase in public debt. Institute of International Finance, which is a global association of financial institutions, has estimated that the global debt, including borrowings of households, businesses, and governments, has reached US dollar 315 trillion in 2024, which is three times the global gross domestic product. Global public debt is rising rapidly due to combination of recent crises such as COVID-19, rising food and energy prices, climate change, and a sluggish global economy, that is slowing growth of economy, rising bank interest rate, etc. Net interest payments on public debt reached US dollar 847 billion in 2023 in developing countries, a 26% increase as compared to 2021. Now, what are the initiatives? What are the initiatives that are related to solving the debt crisis? Heavily indebted poor countries, that is HIPC initiative. The International Monetary Fund and World Bank's initiative tackles debt crisis in the world's poorest countries. It recognizes their struggle to repay debts without sacrificing crucial investments. By offering debt relief, the program frees up resources. This allows these nations to invest in healthcare, education, and poverty reduction, and promoting long term economic growth and social progress. Then, debt management and financial analysis program. UNCT adds DMFA's program helps developing countries manage debt responsibly. It provides training and technical support to improve their borrowing practices, including tools for recording debt, assessing risk, and negotiating effectively. Global Sovereign Debt Roundtable (GSDR). This roundtable is co-chaired by IMF, World Bank, and G20 presidency, which aims to address the debt challenges. Now, what are measures should be taken to address the global debt crisis? Number one, inclusive governance, transparency, and accountability. The World Bank's 2022 International Debt Statistics Report highlights a concerning rise in public debt, particularly for low income countries. Thus, increased participation of these nations in decision making process is essential. The UN Office for Sustainable Development emphasizes that financial transparency and accountability are crucial for preventing debt crisis. Contingency planning. The IMF performs a vital role in providing emergency financial support. Now, Common Framework for Debt Treatment. This G20 Common Framework for Debt Treatment is an initiative established in 2020, which is endorsed by G20 in collaboration with the Paris Club to provide structural support to the low income countries, that is, LICs, facing unsustainable debt burdens. This framework aims to offer a coordinated and comprehensive approach to tackling the severe debt challenges faced by LICs, which have been worsened by COVID-19 pandemic. So the question that can be asked according for this is discuss the key factors contributing to escalating global debt crisis and evaluate the possible measures that can be undertaken by both developed and developing economies to manage the crisis efficiently.